Hey Kelly!
Hey TC, thank you for having me.
Girl, I have to say that blue eyeshadow look that you did on Andi Oliver was just divine.
Thank you very much. I love the blue eyeshadow look that we did on Andi. It's been one of the most popular and most talked about looks.
What does your job as a makeup artist for TV and film entail?
When you're on set, you're working with a huge production of people, so everyone from the production managers to the director, to the talent, perhaps the talent's agents. There's a lot of different people that you need to liaise with before anything that you kind of do. The ability and the confidence to talk to these people, to ask questions, to make sure that you really understand the brief that you're being given and being able to follow it through is very important. The ability to be able to research things. When I began in my career, there wasn't as easily access to information as there is today. There was no such thing as social media and things like that, and we didn't have the internet on our phones and able to do things on the go. So, you know, having reference books and having different mediums and ways to research things. I used to spend a lot of time in art galleries or going to libraries and things like that, trying to get some ideas together of the kind of things that I liked. I used to have a little digital camera. For example, if you're working on a film and they're giving you a breakdown of the type of character that this particular actor or actress is going to be, then you need to really research that. You need to really understand the character analysis that you can create a look for that person, and it could be just simple little details. You know, if this person's like sad all the time, you might want to just do different little things to their eyes or to their mouth shape to make sure that, you know, it creates a mood of sadness. And building relationships is really important. You're going to potentially in those environments be working with people that are going to be above you, who might be a makeup designer, or you might be working with other people under your job role who might be assistants. So being able to clearly communicate with these people, being able to communicate with them on a regular basis, asking questions, letting them know information that you may have found out, or things that are going on.
Why did you decide to become involved in doing makeup for TV and film?
I didn't necessarily decide to kind of work in film or TV. It kind of was a natural progression. Through working in various different fields, more kind of fashion and advertising, I'd worked with quite a few different people that then moved into television, and they, you know, gave my details to different people in TV and said that I might be a good fit for the kind of artist that they were looking for. So it's kind of another happy accident for me. A lot of the career choices that have happened have been happy accidents. And once I kind of got into those environments, I found that I really excelled and it really suited me.
When did you make a start in your career?
I went to school, then college, and then went on into art and design because I decided that I wanted to work in a creative field. I left home at a very young age and I couldn't afford to go to university. I was trying to think what's the next move for me, and then a friend of mine suggested that I try working for a makeup brand called MAC Cosmetics. She worked for them and felt that I'd be a really good fit because I was already a creative kind of personality, even though I was not into makeup at all, didn't even really wear any makeup. So I wasn't that fussed for it, but I went for the job anyway because at that time the hourly rate was a little bit more than what I was on, so I thought, why not? Applied for the job, didn't get it, made me want it even more. So I applied for the next position that came up, got that, and then very quickly my manager that I worked at the time, a lovely lady called Christine, who I owe so much to, she became like one of my first mentors within makeup and really, you know, encouraged me to push and to progress, and told me that she felt that I had a natural talent, and she did everything that she could to try and put me in front of the right people within the company and be like, this girl's got some talent, we need to nurture that and help her move forward. So I was really lucky, and then through doing that I started doing different events on behalf of the brand, doing film, TV, and doing like Fashion Week, and I got the opportunity to work with the amazing Neil Young, who's, you know, now I can call a friend, but was, you know, another mentor to me early on in my career, who gave me great encouragement. He actually said to me many years ago that he felt that I'd be really good working in television, film, or celebrity-based makeup because of my kind of relationship building skills.
What top 3 skills do you need to become a TV and film makeup artist?
You need to be able to have a kit that represents anybody that you could be working on, because nobody should sit in your chair and feel like other. I've worked on various different TV shows, and I had the opportunity to speak to some of the higher ups within the last show that I did, and we had like a lot of conversations about diversity within makeup, especially with makeup on screen. It's, you know, something that's very dear to my heart, because I myself have done on-camera work and been in a position where people have done my makeup and they've had no clue how to do my skin tone, and the results have been awful, and then I felt awful, and that's not fair. So make sure that you are proficient. Don't just be like, oh, I'm really good at doing this one thing, so I'm going to apply for those jobs. You know, it's your responsibility to turn up to set and be able to work with everybody and make everybody equally feel as good. I'm a firm believer that if you look good, you feel good, and if you feel good, you perform better. So nobody should be walking onto set after they've left the makeup room not feeling amazing, or not feeling that they didn't have the same care and attention that somebody else had. Being a people person, you're going to spend a lot of time on set. They're very long days. Sometimes you're shooting for weeks, months, or even longer. So you're going to spend a lot of time around the crew and the team that you're working with, being a good communicator, because you're going to have to communicate with so many different people. It's a constant moving thing when you're working in these environments. So there's a lot of different things that happen constantly, and so you have to be able to talk to the people in the relevant departments and find out if anything changes for you. You know, one day you could be told this is how your wig's gonna look, and then one slight thing could change within that day that affects the filming for the rest of that day or the rest of that week, which could change, you know, how you need to approach your job. So it's being aware of everything that's happening around you and being able to communicate with everyone and just keep on top of things so that you're abreast of it as it happens.
Who helped you?
When I started in makeup, I didn't know anyone who knew a makeup artist, and nobody would understand when I tried to explain to them what my career was. Now, it's rare that I meet anyone who doesn't know or is related to a makeup artist. But I was very lucky and very blessed when I started that I had, you know, a handful of people that really helped me. My dad, for one, was always a huge champion of mine and always really encouraged me and supported me to follow my dreams. I've also been really, you know, lucky and blessed and worked very hard to be able to assist some of the biggest makeup artists in the world. People like Val Garland, who is an incredibly talented makeup artist and also really lovely woman, and the amazing Lindsay Alexandra. I work with her a lot in fashion, and I get to learn a lot from these people, and I still work with them whenever I get the opportunity, because I feel that within this career, like, you'll never know it all. Anything that's creative, it's always moving and evolving. So I think, you know, trying not to stand still and, you know, constantly evolve is really important, and learn new skill sets. Plus it's fun, it's nice getting to work with your heroes.
What's been one of your best career highlights or achievements so far?
Fairly early on in my career, I got the opportunity to work with Kanye West, which was, I'm a huge fan of his. I was really into his music, I had all of his albums, so when I got the call to do that, it was amazing to me. Like, I'd never really worked with a celebrity before, so to go from, you know, not really working with many people in media to, you know, one of the biggest artists on the planet was incredible. And I got to work with him. I've worked with him like 3 different times now, but he was really cool, very generous, very creative. Like, we worked on his tour, and at the time he wanted to be involved in the makeup process, because he wanted us to do face painting on the orchestra that he had traveling with him, and he was really involved in that process. Working with the amazing Andi, I met her about 3 years ago now, and she's become like a friend and also a mentor. I've learnt so much from her, and she was generous enough to introduce me to my now agents at Milton Red Agency. I've looked up to that agency for a long time, and the kind of work that they do is incredible, run by a group of amazing women, amazing, you know, boss women, which I really appreciate. So that was probably another huge career highlight.
What's been one of the biggest learning curves for you during your career, and what did you learn from this?
When I used to work for MAC, I really wanted to become a senior artist for them, and for me, I kind of made that the be-all and end-all, and I only focused my attention in that one direction. I felt that that was the only route that I could take, and then I, you know, got to do the interview a couple of times. On one of those times, the main interviewer gave me like a real quite harsh critique on my portfolio, and at that time, like, as they were saying everything to me, I understood that I was not going to get the job, which was heartbreaking. But within that, I learned so much from that. It wasn't nobody was like mean or anything like that. They were giving me constructive criticism that I really needed to hear, because I'd kind of developed myself to a certain point and I'd kind of hit the ceiling in that area, and I needed to break out of it and do different and new things. And I think at that time I wasn't really understanding it, and it wasn't until I came away from that situation that I really took on board everything that they said to me about, you know, the way that I work, the types of work that I'm doing, and the people that I'm working with. You know, for me to elevate myself, I need to be working with amazing models, amazing photographers and things like that. So it felt harsh at the time, but it was an amazing lesson.
What's your ultimate career goal?
Anyone that knows me will tell you there's not one. I'm quite greedy, I want it all. So I don't know, there's a lot of different things that I want to do, but I think one of my kind of early clear memories when I understood that this is the job for me and this is what I want to do, was I was working on a film set for a film many years ago called Kinky Boots, and whilst I was on there was like, you know, a huge team of different artists, and I was talking to one of them who mentioned that she was actually up for an Oscar, so she was flying out the next week to attend the Oscars to see if she'd won, and I had no idea that, you know, that was even a possibility. And it just really lit a fire inside of me. And I remember going outside and phoning my dad and being all emotional and being like, Dad, oh my God, like, I know what I want to do for the rest of my life. Like, I was so excited. I was like, this is it. Like, I want to be a makeup artist. I want to work in film. I want to work in fashion. I want to travel the world. And ultimately, I want to win an Oscar. And he was just like, Kelly, if you say you're going to win an Oscar, you're going to win an Oscar. So hopefully, I mean, fingers crossed one day that will happen. I think that for me would be the ultimate goal.
What advice do you have for young women who aspire to get into TV?
I'd say be patient more than anything else. It's, you know, it's a marathon, not a sprint. Enjoy it, learn everything that you can, soak up every experience, live in the moment. Don't be too frustrated or too hard on yourself, and don't compare yourself to others. Some people might seem to have a really quick journey into success, but it's not the case for everybody. And sometimes I think when some things come to you too quickly, you're not prepared for them. So I'm kind of, in the beginning, you know, years ago, I used to feel so frustrated thinking, oh, I should be here by now and I should be doing this by now. But now I'm doing those things, I feel so comfortable and confident because I know that I'm ready. And a lot of young people contact me on social media and say the same thing, that they feel that they're not where they should be. I think, you know, sometimes how people project what they're doing and how they're doing it, and, you know, what they're doing isn't necessarily how it really is, and it doesn't mean that they're going to get the longevity out of it. I think if you see this as a long-term career, just enjoy it and live in the moment.
Thank you so much for joining me in today's Career Corner, Kelly. It's been a pleasure having you. Bye.
Thank you so much for having me, TC. I really enjoyed being a part of this. Good luck with everything, everybody. And if anyone wants to jump on and ask me any questions, I'm always available to answer any of those on my social media platforms, Kellie Licorish Makeup. Thank you very much. Take care.